Hey guys, today I wanted to do a video on filmmaking specifically because I've been in this process for like over a month right now. I've been doing my first real short film by my own. A more serious one, but also still learning. I'm still such a newbie, such a beginner, an amateur, but I love it. I love the process of always learning, trying things out. And I just want to encourage you to do that as well. And if you want to make films and if you don't know where to start, this video is for you guys. Also, if you're not interested in filmmaking, it may be interesting for you how people do it in general. Just a little bit telling you how the magic works. Because in the end, it's not a lot, it's not hard. And I just want to break the mystery of filmmaking is so hard and I don't know where to start. And I think nowadays we kind of figured it out with TikTok and YouTube and Reels that we can actually film very easily with our phones. And that is true, and that is true, and that is okay, and that is great. It should not be a mystery, and it should also not be demonized that we can do easy films by ourselves. I actually think it's beautiful that we can do that so easy, that we don't need a whole ass film camera anymore, that it's not gatekept in Hollywood or in the film industry anymore. We can do it with our phones, with little digital cameras, with anything that just records film. And actually that is so great and amazing, and it gives us so much room to play with. And yeah, you can actually start filming your own films on your phone. Even if you don't want to make a film like big on screen, it is just so much fun to try it out. If you once understand the little rules that come with it, it's so easy and so adaptable, and you can film it with the phone or you can do a whole ass big ass Hollywood production with it. And I must say that I have to give the biggest credits to this book, and I will talk about this book as well because this is the book that really kicked my ass, and it gave me the permission to film just by myself. And this book is called Rebel Without a Crew. It's by Robert Rodriguez, the director of El Mariachi or Once Upon a Time in Mexico, or actually, which is way more famous as From Dusk Till Dawn. And in this book he's 23 years old, and he explains how he made his first feature film and how it was actually pretty easy to do that. And of course it comes with his background in arts and the love for filmmaking. I think even though it's easy, you have to have the passion. Like, if you don't have the passion, if you're not interested in it, it doesn't make sense to even watch this video right now. Because if you are interested, and I guess you are if you keep on watching that, if you're interested in filmmaking and the whole process of it, if you want to become a director or a cinematographer or a screenwriter or whatever, the whole filmmaking process, you need the passion. You need the passion for it. You need the fuel, the like fire in your heart. Because without that, it doesn't matter. Like, it will always be pain in the ass. Like, if that's not your passion, it doesn't make sense. But if it's your passion and the only thing that stops you is from like the know-how, and you consider going to film school or learning film things in like film classes or whatever, I suggest really save that money and get this book. Not gonna lie, I went to a film course last year in London, which was amazing, and it gave me also a big kick in the ass. But it's obviously up to me and my passion and my energy and how I organize things, if I do that or not, if I continue to do that or not. And I think it's different for everyone, and everyone can choose their own ways how to go about it. But I really think, and everyone will always tell you, I think like this is like such a repetitive sentence at this point, but you don't have to go to film school. You don't have to waste 3 years of your life, or 2 or 4, how long it is, and also so much money. Most of them are private schools. You don't have to. I understand film school gives like an environment, especially for young people, of safety, of learning, of the know-how and stuff like that. But there's so many schools that don't even teach the filmmaking process. They just teach film analysis, the history of film, film stuff. Like what you really need to learn is how to make it. Like you have to learn the doing. And how do you learn it? By doing it. Like that's the only way. That's the only way. And how can you start doing it? You can start at home with your phone. That's it. You can actually start right now. Like after you finish watching this video, you can literally start, go out and do a little film. Even if it's just 2 minutes, you can start doing that with your phone. Really don't need much. If you continue watch this video, I guess you have the passion and the interest in it. So we're gonna go straight into how to actually start. So first thing you need is a film idea. I did a video already on how to give birth to an idea. This video it's not a continuation, but it is a little bit of how to give birth to the film idea. It is very similar to that. But I'm going now into more practical and really hands-on tips and steps, especially in the filmmaking process, because they're very particular and I've learned them, and it's still that I'm very new to it, and I think everyone will discover it on their way. Everyone will work differently, but like for me, like I wish I had like someone tell me a little bit of doable steps. Because I've learned a little bit of that in this film course that I did, but I kind of had to really get it out of me. And this book also helped me. Again, this book really helped me. Let's talk about a little bit about this book. This book is a diary entry about how he went from making little home videos to become one of the Hollywood players. And he did like little short films by himself. He used his siblings for the crew and the cast, and he learned how to actually tell stories as like a 13, 14-year-old. So he basically had 10 years of experience, and that's why he could start that early. So if you never had your little home videos made, which is obviously fine, I also started to do them now because I was very inspired by this book, and also I just never knew that there was this permission that I can do that. So this book really gave me the permission to do that, and I really want to give you the permission to do it as well. So if you don't have like 10 siblings like him, ask your friends, ask your roommates, ask some school friends, some university friends, whoever is around you and is just there to have some fun and playfulness, because that is it. It's actually just playing. It's playing pretend, it's playing little different roles, and it is so fun to just do it. Before this short film right now, I did just like a little home video when I was in Athens with my friend, and I basically wrote down a script from scratch, and if you're gonna see that video, peace out to you, love. So I just gave us the permission to play. And that is the best part of it. Also with the short film right now, I did very similar, just expanded it a little bit. I asked more friends, I asked more people this time, but it was basically the same energy. It's this playful, let's just have fun with it. It's like a playground. Let's all discover our skills, let's all discover our talents. And I really love filmmaking for that, because not only you as the filmmaker get to experience the greatness, the magic of it, but also it is a collaborative work, so you can ask friends and family and people around you, and to find the right people, it's also really part of the magic of filmmaking. When you have your film idea, a film idea is not different to any other ideas. It is really not different, because it's how ideas are. It's sometimes just a little glimpse. It's just a little something. You get like touched by something, you get inspired. Before you have this flow of executing the idea, you have this divine connection with this idea. It can come just with an image, a sound, a sentence, a dialogue, maybe already a scene. For example, David Lynch had an idea for Blue Velvet. The whole story was based on this vision he had of this ear, red lipstick, and the song Blue Velvet by Bobby Vinton. Basically, all those three things, which are very present in the film, led to the whole narrative story. I get goosebumps talking about it. But really take those little visions, little ideas serious, because if you write them down, if you take an actual step towards this idea, it will come through you. Because if you allow this idea to be materialized through you, this idea will be very, very grateful that you chose to materialize it. And it will bless you with the rest. So, for example, I think my story for my film was inside of me for a longer time already. I had this idea for a painting first, and I even did, like, I bought the wood, I bought everything for it. I drew drawings of it and like little drafts and stuff. And then I kind of stopped and it disappeared. I just couldn't do it. It was just like, it's not there anymore. Maybe I'll do it still one day, I don't know right now. But when I read this book, and he really gave me this permission to just try out a little film by myself, like just let's go, let's just do a little production by myself. This idea came straight back to me, like immediately. It was like I opened the gate with the permission that I can do it. That's what I want to give you as well. I said it a couple times now, but I will give it to you all the time. I want you all to make films. And it, like the moment I opened up, it went straight through me. It came through opening the gate, this little vision that I had already even a year ago, and just giving me the permission to do it, and it just flew through me. Again, describing things with ideas is a little abstract sometimes, but I guess everyone knows who's working on creative projects how it is with ideas. They come randomly. If you just need a walk in the morning, or a meditation in the evening, or a swim in the lake, or listening to some music, dancing, whatever it is that keeps you open and tuned in, you really, really can do that. And I think, yeah, you can watch my last video if you're really interested about how to give birth to an idea. I talk about it in more detail. After you have your idea, it will maybe come already with a whole like visual aesthetic, maybe more of a storyline. It depends on what kind of filmmaker you are. It will come through you. At some point, you must decide a little bit on the genre. I think nowadays we will mix genres anyways, and I think you don't have to narrow it down, but it can be helpful. It can be helpful, but you don't need to stick to it, because basically the rule is break the rules. But it's good to know the rules before you can break them. So a genre is actually not bad to have, because it will give you a little bit of a guide way how to write the story. If you're a natural talented writer, then maybe you don't even need to name the genre. I struggle a little bit with the writing, so I kind of needed a genre. The thing is, my genre is also not that pinpointed, it's more vague. But it is a genre which allowed the narrative to be vague, but still I have a beginning, middle and end part. I do have a round story. So the genre kind of gave me this like skeleton to work on it. Because what we're doing now after the film idea is start with a scene breakdown. What I mean by that is either you get index cards, or you get like paper, or even on your computer. You start from the idea, or maybe you collect the ideas and start to write them down. And from those ideas you can envision some scenes already. So you should write down one scene. For example, character A is walking into a building. Character B sees character A ignores character B. and goes to the elevator, something like that. That's like a scene, but you kind of have to write it down. From that scene you can go to the story, because you need those scenes to really write a story. Otherwise, yeah, it doesn't make sense. I am very much a visual person. I do see things first in like a vision or like a scene, something like a movement and like an action. So I need those scenes to like break them down. I kind of started also, I think I have like 7 scenes, and I kind of knew what happens in them like vaguely. So I kind of had to break them down. And after I broke those scenes down, I could really dive into the script. Otherwise, I don't see a whole round plot. Yeah. I hope it does make sense. So after the scene breakdown, I would suggest write your first draft of a script. I think the script for some people is sometimes the hardest part. It is very intimidating sometimes to write a script, but give yourself time and read some other scripts maybe before you write your script. The cool thing about this book is he actually put the script of his film down in the back, so the original screenplay. If you need help to write a script, you either can Google some scripts, you can read this script, or look around to just get the idea of how a screenplay is written. I didn't know really how screenplays are written, so I asked my friend who's a screenwriter, and she helped me so much with it. So I actually sent it to her back and forth, and she gave me feedback to it, which was so helpful. And even though I had like the basic idea of how everything is, like the wording and how things have to be written down sometimes can be frustrating if you don't know how to actually write it. But what I took from it is really describe everything visual. Just describe everything that you see on the screen. Like for example, if you see that she is frustrated, then you would write it down how it looks that if she's frustrated. I think when it comes to a script and how to write a script, that's a whole other video. And there are like probably a lot of screen and script writers who are amazing in it and can give way better help. The most important thing is that you have a very visual description of the characters, of the location, and what they're actually doing. Just try to think very simple and very descriptive of what each and every character is doing. Once you get there, I think it gets easier. So if you have your script, it is time to take care of the visual part, because as a filmmaker, you're trying to tell a visual story. You're not writing a book, right? We're writing a film. We're writing a film to be made to see. Like people want to see it, people want to engage with it and emerge with it. So the intention has always to be how to get the biggest effect of the viewer. Now we would go into something, this is also not a must, but I was doing it. It's like a mood board or look and feel board. Also some lookbooks just for the characters, for the visualization, for the vibes, maybe some playlists, some Pinterest boards, whatever it is for you that you love to do. If you love it analog, go through magazines or books, do your whole like visual feast. For me, it's the most fun part in pre-production. I'm a graphic designer, I'm an artist. Maybe you didn't know that, but all this art's in the back's from me. I love doing this. Like, this is why I love film as well, because of the visual look and feel and the emerging part of it. So for me, this comes very natural. I think not everyone does this that natural. Some people are more of a technical storyteller. Some people are more of a like written down storyteller. I think I'm very much a visual storyteller. I love the aesthetics, the vibes, the sets, the looks, the location, the costumes, props. Everything about that it's like, again, it comes very natural to me. I struggle more with the script, I must say, but I think for me, because a film is a visual storytelling medium, I have to focus on it the most. Like if it's visually pleasing in the first case, then the story has to also deliver. I think both go hand in hand. I think you cannot say the visual must carry the story. There are so many films that are visually amazing, but the story for me is crap. So the story is still actually number one, but the visual helps to transfer the story. And I think story is above the visual, so it's also scripted. Like the script has to be locked and set, you have to be satisfied with it. But after that, go and have a feast of the visual, because it is maybe not as important as story, but it comes right after it. It comes right after it, because you have to now tell the story visually, and you have to make decisions that make sense for the characters, for the storytelling, for your film, for you, for the idea and everything about that. And have fun with it. Like if script writing for you is a little exhausting, then really go in with the mood board or the look and feel board, or just really go in with that. If that's not your thing, also fine. But do have in mind that you have to make some visual decisions. There are some stories that are visually, like they are lacking that. So if you just put a little bit effort in it, it is already amazing. After that, we kind of know how everything looks. We kind of also an amazing thing is to really watch a lot of films, like reference films, because now we go to the storyboard, which is very, very important for you. And if you do your film by yourself, you are maybe also the camera operator or the DOP. If you have an external DOP, if you work with someone who's like operating the camera and do the camera, the storyboard is very important so your vision gets transferred, and it's also making things easier, because sometimes even though you have the visual and the vision, a storyboard really, really helps to set the frame, really helps to tell the stories through shots. And now we're getting very much in it, because now we're deep in the pre-production. I think the beginning is that's where we really love to play around, but this is like a storyboard is things getting real now. But I think after that it comes very natural and easy. So for me, the storyboard, it was, I think, one of the hardest tasks for this short film, but it was the most important one, because after I did that, it was so clear to me how this film looked, because on the shooting days we knew exactly how to shoot those shots. It is such a helpful thing to do for you and your camera operator, because otherwise you have to talk everything through. So either use shot deck, they're already existing frames, or try to draw stick figures or whatever it is, but try to have a storyboard with the shots. And the shot list, which comes after the storyboard, is more a specific one, where you really, and this is very, now we're getting very technical, the shot list is something you have to have. The storyboard was great to have for the visual, and we kind of got to know how everything is looking. But the actual shot list, guys, if I have to tell you one of the most important things after, of course, the script, is the shot list. Thank God I had this precise shot list. This really made things easier. It looks a lot because you have to write down every shot you want to take. But if you plan it through very fast, sometimes you don't even have to take multiple takes. If you know exactly you want this angle, you have to really get into it. You really have to think about visual. How does it look visual? Close your eyes, go into the story, envision. But write down every single shot of the film. On the shooting day, you and your camera operator will thank you later. You can really learn this by making one film. Like, just try it out. Because after that, it's just the last things, which are basically running errands, like getting the camera gear. Again, you can literally use your phone. The phone is really, really good. You don't even need to rent a camera out. If you want a professional camera, they're renting places. You can borrow things out of, like, ask around on social media or your friends or whoever. Sometimes people also give discounts to students, don't forget that. Or like amateur filmmakers get also sometimes discounts somewhere. So you have your equipment then run some errands, maybe like props or costumes, try that out as well. It's also important if you don't even have that, even easier. Then the location, if you just want to try it out at home, if you want to do something outside, also doable. If it's like a bigger location, very public, you have to maybe secure like licenses and stuff like that. Depends on how big of your production is. Then the cast obviously is also important. But that's something like, that's also just, that's more organization and just getting people together. And I think as soon as like the idea is rolling, you have your script, you have everything's done, it will run very smoothly. When the stone starts to roll, things will just flow to you naturally. And yeah, then I think that's actually it for the pre-production. I think you can also find templates of everything, of a script, how to write a script, of storyboarding, of shot lists, and of call sheets online. What I actually want to tell you with this video is that it's all little basic steps that you just combine together, and in the end you have a little film that you can put into your portfolio, and you can say, hey guys, I made a little film. And that is very easy. It sounded maybe a little longer than it actually is, but let me tell you guys, once you get the groove out of filmmaking, you will never doubt that again. Basically, filmmaking looks so big and magical, and everyone is always so, how did you do that? How did you do that? But it is not hard, guys, really, let me tell you this, it is really not hard, and I think everyone can make a film. Everyone can make a film. Of course, there are nuances and differences in storytelling and complexity and maybe creativity, but in the end it really comes down to you and how dedicated you are to your art form and artwork. Just try it out, and in the end you notice, oh, it's not for me, that's fine. But if you really try it out and you say, I love this and I want to discover my voice through it, then just keep going. And I tell you, if you already had this idea of, I actually would love to make films, and filmmaking is something I really want to do, but how do I get into the industry? How do I get there? How do I get a job? Try out a film by yourself and just really see how engaged you are in that process. Maybe you discover you really just like the script writing and it's like the most juicy part for you, or maybe you like just one part of it, maybe you like the whole process of it, maybe you like the editing part of it. You know, you can really try to learn every department of filmmaking to discover where your strength lies and where your weaknesses lie, and maybe you want to be, I don't know, a sound engineer or color grader. You can really go deep into every part of it, but sometimes you like everything, and if you want to be a filmmaker or director, it's really best to know everything of it and every little part. As a director, it's really important to know every part of every step, so you can always jump in, so you can also be self-sufficient, so you don't have to rely too much on other people, and if you do, you know exactly what to tell them, what you want, because if I, for example, my strengths lie in the artistic, the aesthetic, the graphic part of it. So if I would delegate that work, I would really know how to tell the people what to do with the font and the design and stuff. Or if, like for example, my strengths are not that much in script writing, but I know now how scripts are written, I can discuss it with the screenwriter together, and we can together work on something. So it is really important to learn all the fields all by yourself, just to decide if you want to choose one, that you choose one. And if you like all of them, then just be the director that you are. Just do everything, just try to find the right people, try to experiment, try to be very playful with it. I think this is one of my favorite parts of it, is the play part, because for me this is a whole playfulness, childlike curiosity and the fun of it. Like, everyone is so serious when it comes to filmmaking and film and industry, and the competition and blah blah blah, and everything about it is so annoying to me, because in the end I just love filmmaking because it's so fun. I got to work with all my friends this time. It was one of the most beautiful experiences I had in my life, because it was something I had in my head, a little vision, a little idea, and I birthed it with the amazing help of amazing people. And just to see it in the end, and of course, yeah, you can then focus on curating your own voice and really be like, I want to become so good in this. But for that you have to practice, and for that you have to make shitty films. You have to make some shitty films, and you have to start doing them. So there you go. This is your permission to do a shitty film, to just try it out, and also for me to keep on trying, keep on learning. Yeah, guys, actually that's it. That's it. I'm gonna go call it a day. And yeah, I want you all to make funny movies, shitty movies, great movies, bad movies, whatever it is, but just, you're allowed to do that. You all are allowed to make films. Don't be afraid, don't be intimidated. There's room enough at the filmmaker's table. There is a seat for everyone. And don't think the competition is too high, and if I'm doing that, then you cannot do it, or if you take up space that I don't have space. Guys, there's room for everyone. Don't be afraid. Just discover your passion and your love for it. And in the end, you will figure out if you really want to stick to it, or if you don't. It's fine. The fun of it is amazing. The fun. So guys, that's it for today. If you like this video, give it a like. If you're new to this channel, I'm very new to making videos where I talk about this, so I would be really happy if you support me with a subscription. Yeah, check out my Insta and all of my things, and check out my art, check out whatever you like. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. If you want to hear more about filmmaking, I think that's something I really love to discover more, because for me it helps if I tell you guys something about it. It's kind of like I'm telling it myself. I'm repeating, and repetition in mind is really, really good, that it kind of stick to you. So I'm gonna continue to talk about more filmmaking process, maybe also about art making process if you're interested in that, when it comes to painting or drawing or just ideas in general. I live a very creative life, and I think it's time for me to share it with people and encourage everyone to also live a creative life who has it inside of them. I think everyone has, it's just very unique, and yeah, I think that's it, guys. I will chill now a little bit and enjoy the rest of the day. I hope you guys have a lovely day, and see you next time. Bye!